Hello and welcome. Welcome to this Sovereign Earth. I'll just sound the bell to bring us in. So I let one or two of you join as we gather together in this magical way from all over the place, all over the globe. We tune in and we come together. So however many or however few of us there are, it doesn't matter. We make a difference by coming together in this sacred and magical and light and beautiful way. So this is Sovereign Earth number 50. It's lovely to see you linking in. John King and Lynn. Bring them on camera. I don't know how that works. Wave. I waved. I don't know how that works. Melanie Mamakos from Los Angeles. Jason Desenia from Maine, USA. John King. Thought you were in Cornwall. I was this morning, John. Mark Taft from Leicester. Jules Cousins. I can't remember where from. Heather O'Reilly from Windy Farrow. Fens from Fens in the east. From Nottingham, Chris White, Yolanda van Nieuwenkoop from Groningen in the Netherlands, and Chrissy Belcher from South Wales. So welcome all of you. Beautiful, lovely to link in. Yes, as John rightly noted, and anyone who saw the reminder for this programme, which I sent out around midday, I was in Cornwall. I was down on the south coast of Cornwall. But in the time between, I've travelled back, and here I am. And this is Sovereign Earth 50. There was a break during the summer, but we're rolling again. And this one is going to be all about, well, as much as we can cover in a short time, about the Pentagram. I suppose it's fitting that it's 50, 50. Complete chance. I only realised it about 15 minutes ago. But the Pentagram we'll look at. But just to remind us of what Sovereign Earth is about. So Sovereign Earth is a vision really of humanity holding nature as being sacred once again. And each of the episodes of Sovereign Earth are like beads on a mala, which is like an Eastern rosary. Each episode is a bead towards that vision. So my eventual intention is to have 108 of these beads, which I'll explain another time, but it's a sacred number. And this is 50, so we're coming towards halfway. So let's have a song just to bring us in and land and welcome us all. Spirit is rising, Spirit is moving, Spirit is walking the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road. The celebration road. Spirit is rising, Spirit is moving, Spirit is walking the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road. If you care to join me, it would be great. Spirit is rising, Spirit is moving, Spirit is walking the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road. Spirit is rising, Spirit is moving, Spirit is walking the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road, the celebration road. So still welcoming people in, welcoming you all in, wherever you are. So contemplation, reflections, meditation and the odd song around the theme of the Pentagram. Let's just take a moment. What are the origins then of the Pentagram? well, the origins are as old as the universe itself. In fact, the Serer people of West Africa, Senegal and Gambian people, they hold the pentagram as being the sign of universe. There's a lot of wisdom in those cultures, which I haven't time to go into or digress into now. But the Babylonian people held the pentagram as a sacred, magical sign, warding off evil, warding a protective symbol. So Babylonian, yeah, many thousands of years ago. So it's nothing new. And in Greek culture, the pentagram was sacred. I'm particularly taken by the Pythagoreans. The Pythagoreans used the pentagram as a means of knowing each other. It was a means of recognition. And the Pythagoreans and the Druids had there's a lot of overlap. I think Pythagoras put down in writing and a lot of oral tradition. Who knows? There's another fascinating angle for me. This is my sort of link, sort of spurious maybe, but I wonder. The Druze people, D-R-U-Z-E, they're people of the Levant, from Lebanon, Israel and Syria. I met quite a few when I was on my travels when I was younger. The Druze people have a multicoloured pentagram as their flag. Way before the rainbow flag, they have this multicoloured pentagram. And I wonder if the word Drew, D-R-U, in Druze, has a relationship to Druid, D-R-U. Who knows, but nothing's beyond. It's possible. The Moroccan and Ethiopian flag incorporate a pentagram, both North African cultures and states. There's a Dutch town, Haarbruggen, I can't remember, and Hakebruggen or something like that, and Nagasaki in Japan. They both have pentagram in their flag. There's another fascinating one here. The ancient tale of Sagawain and the Green Knight, which is a really ancient tale. The Green Knight has a pentagram on his shield, and it's said to represent virtue. So the 5 points of virtue. And we'll link into it later, but it links strongly into love. The pentagram and love are closely associated, as we shall see. Now, I'll just see if I'm missing any key foundation stones. Oh yeah, the Pythagoreans, I said, used the pentagram as a symbol. They called it Hygeia. They called it Hygeia, which was health. So there's a strong relationship to health and protection. And in fact, this goes back so far that Goethe, in his tale of Faust, written in 1808, I think. So anybody from Germany here will be more familiar perhaps with this, but Goethe wrote an amazing story about Faust and the battle of good and evil. And in it, he talks about, he refers to something as the wizard's foot. He says, the wizard's foot doth me retain. So he's talking about Mephistopheles in the story, but it's about good and evil. And what is the wizard's foot? It's a druid. It's called Druidenfuß in German. Druidenfuß, druid's foot, and it's a pentagram. Isn't that amazing? The pentagram, the druid's foot, the wizard's foot, and clearly going back right through folk culture. And I recall in my druid learning of the way that druids, when they walked on the ground, they left a pentagram. And we shall see maybe in a few moments why that might have been. Well, for protection, for healing, and it was strongly associated with Druidry, but it's also strongly associated with Wicca, and a symbol of eternity, and also you can read it as the spirit on the pinnacle and the 4 elements underneath spirit. And of course it can represent the 5 senses, or the 5 elements, earth, fire, air and water, plus ether, spirit, all represented in the pentagram. And the Chinese too, with their 5 elements. What is it? Metal, wood, water, fire and earth. And much more, I'm sure, but just to give a glimpse and just a link in at this stage. So we'll have another song, and then we'll go a bit deeper, even more magical. So there's something wonderful about the way spirit, embodied in the pentagram, transcends heaven and earth and incorporates and goes beyond. So we'll have a wee song on that theme. If you know it, please join in. Actually, if you don't know it, please join in, because it's fun and it's healing, and that's what the pentagram represents: hygeia, health, and balance, I think, within that. Balance of the pentagram. Above and below and all around you are. Above and below and all around you are. You are the essence of life, a pentagram pure. You are the Venus in all, the love that endures. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Source within, Sacred One, source within and beyond. Above and below and all around you are. Above and below and all around you are. You are the essence of life, a pentagram pure. You are the Venus in all, the love that endures. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Last time. Above and below and all around you are. Above and below and all around you are. You are the essence of life, a pentagram pure. You are the Venus in all, the love that endures. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Now it's interesting to me that that song came up then when I had intended singing it at the end. But I've learned to trust the process with these things, and I have a loose format or the ideas, and they come as they will, when they will. So there's these wonderful associations. The shield of the Green Knight in his quest, and the representation of virtue. The Pythagorean sign for recognizing each other and linking in with Druids' footprints, Druidenfuss, still held in German. Anyone from Germany? Druidenfuss. Druid's foot, wizard's foot. But now we get to the link with Venus. So what's incredible is that, okay, the pentagram has a close representation. It embodies the golden mean, with this ratio, 1.618, I think. The golden mean is embodied in the pentagram. So it's it's aesthetically pleasing. Beauty is refreshingly beautiful. There's an amazing series of relationships in the different aspects of the pentagram. I'm not going to go into them now, but believe me, it's magic, embodied magic. But to get a sense of this, from the Earth, when Venus is the planet Venus, which represents the goddess and love, excuse me, over an 8-year period on the Earth. So during 8 years, if one were to lie on the ground and watch the transit of Venus in the sky, it describes a pentagram exactly, almost to the day, from the same place over 8 years to the day it comes back and there's a pentagram. And that time in Venus years is 13 years, which is the sacred feminine. 13 Venus years is 8 Earth years. And it describes a pentagram in the sky. So it goes spinning off over that cycle and comes back 5 times near to the Earth. And it does a little loop and then it goes off again. And it comes back, does another little loop. And again, during the 13 Venus years and 8 Earth years, and it describes these 5 points, precise pentagram. So it's like love written in the heavens. Pretty amazing, eh? So let's just, let's take a few minutes, couple of minutes to link in our inner world with that outer. So I invite us to close our eyes and to take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths, so the second one. And a third one. And in our inner imaginary world, I invite you to envision walking along a forest track at night. But the forest track is lit up with Judenfuss, wizard's feet, pentagrams, illuminating the way. Just happen to be following in someone's footsteps who's left a trail of illuminated pentagrams for you to follow. And you know this is a safe path and you are protected. And it's night and you're wrapped up, but it's not too cold. But you hear the breeze in the trees. You might hear the odd owl. And the light from the heavens, if you look up, is sheer beauty. And walking along through the forest, I invite you now to imagine that your feet are barefoot, connecting with the earth, and you walk on these pentagrams, absorbing their energy as you walk. And you come to a sacred grove of trees. You may have been here before, it may be new. A beautiful, large circle of trees, a holding space. And as you look, you pick out 5 trees in the circle, marking out a perfect pentagram. And you walk to the center of your pentagram, your tree grove, your grove pentagram, and you lie down, arms outstretched to either side and your legs splayed so that you're forming a pentagram yourself on the ground, on your back, lying on your back and looking up at the stars and the heavens. And you pick out in the night sky Venus, because Venus is very bright, beautiful star, one of the brightest objects in the heavens. And you see Venus in the night sky. And because you're in a magical space where time and space no longer work in the usual way in this imaginary world, as you lie there, you're able to watch as Venus, over the space of 8 years, describes and marks out a perfect pentagram in the sky. Just watch as Venus slowly moves. And forms a perfect pentagram, draws a perfect pentagram, and you see the lines in the sky of the pentagram. So the pentagram in the sky, and you as a pentagram on the earth, enclosed by a pentagram of trees and many other pentagrams around you. And you feel the light, you look again at that pentagram in the sky, and you draw the energy into your being, into your body, into your heart. And as you lie there, with the energy of Venus in the sky and oozing into you, flowing into you, throbbing into you, life force, just hear this song. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. That the earth may turn into heaven. That the earth may turn into heaven. So still in your mind's eye, you're in this grove looking at Venus, and you give thanks and gratitude, and you stand up and you thank the earth, the heavens and the trees around you. And you make your way gently, softly, silently through the forest, following the track by which you came in, still illuminated with the pentagrams, the Dudenfuss, wizard's feet, health and protection symbol of the pentagram. And you make your way back into your space, wherever you are, in your room. So in a few minutes, a couple of minutes, we'll finish by singing that song together. But I want to share with you, and there's a movement exercise now. I want to share with you a poem I wrote on the 2nd of January 2000. So that's nearly 21 years ago. That's a Druid number. It's very nearly 21 years ago. Written on the 2nd of January 2000. It's called Be a Living Pentagram. So you can listen to the words, but I'd like to follow me with the actions, although mine might be reversed actually. Sometimes you get the mirror effect on these broadcasts. But here we go. Begin in your heart. Begin in your heart with your right hand on your left breast. with your right hand on your left breast. Commit to all dreams and all ensuing action arising from this place, the place of love. So everything to arise from this place, the place of love. Now, holding this energy in your fingertips, trace the first of 5 pure lines up to your temple. So it's the first line of the pentagram, up to your temple, the apex of the starry cross. Here in the sacred center of your forehead, do dreams arise. Conceived in the heart, born in the temple, now carried into action via the lungs, draw your second line, your second thread, from mid-head to right breast. From the middle of your head to right breast, second pentagram line. Let breath diffuse through the lungs into divine notion. Air consecrates the fusion of intuition and reason. Inspiration's aspiration now transforming into being. The third line is drawn from the right breast to the left shoulder. From the right breast to the left shoulder. Let compassionate energy infuse your arm. Here is held in the left hand the chalice of wisdom and compassion. For so must any true and worthwhile action be underpinned. Next, to the right shoulder. So from the left shoulder to the right shoulder, the fourth line is drawn. The sword arm of passion and of will, the power to manifest. Confident that the foundations are well laid, here now is the place to fully flower. This fourth line honours each element equally. So earth is balanced with fire and air with water. The fruits of your labours are realisable, provided you complete the pentagram by drawing the fifth imaginary line to the beginning and end point, which is the heart. From the right shoulder to the heart. The fifth element of ether and of spirit. The one most often forgotten. It's the line most often forgotten in complete the pentagram. The one most often forgotten as being necessary for completion. The journey begins and ends in the heart. So just in brief, beginning with my hand on my heart, right hand on the left of my body, hand on heart. I'm going to describe the pentagram. So pentagram up to my forehead, down to my left lung, to my right lung, over to my left shoulder, to my right shoulder, and back to the heart. So I'll try and print that poem out somewhere, but there's something beautiful about describing this pentagram in living form and reminding us that we are living pentagrams and we can be living pentagrams, embodying love. And in this time when so much disruption and fragmentation is taking place in the world and around us, it becomes more and more important to focus on these things that matter. And I'm reminded that the pentagram I've talked about it being a form of magic, much like touching wood or crossing fingers. It's called apotropaic magic. I think it's to do with sort of drawing in forces from outside or utilising a symbol or an external link to that magic. So let's finish by singing a couple of times, Let the Heavens Be Reflected on the Earth. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven. Let the heavens be reflected on the earth now, that the earth may turn into heaven, that the earth may turn into heaven, that the earth may turn into heaven. And there's our sacred quest, much as the Green Knight in his quest was protected and guided by the Pentagram, the shield of love from the heart. So we manifest our love on this life journey. What else is there to manifest? We have a choice, but for me, I call on us all here who understand and have some inkling of this, to work together in the embodiment and sharing of love in the world through being reminded of its beauty and power through the Pentagram. So I'll leave you with that. See some of you on Friday for Earth Service at 8 o'clock, a service in honour of the Earth. The next episode of Sovereign Earth will be 2 weeks' time. At the moment, because it takes a bit of preparation, having them every week is a little bit much. So every fortnight I'll put out a reminder. I don't know what the topic will be yet. I'm sending love, and I'm seeing and feeling love from you, all of you out there on this beautiful shared journey. Beautiful. I'll read all your comments. I can see lots of you there. I'll read all your comments, and thank you for sending your love. I send you mine. Bye-bye. Just blow out the candle for the benefit of all people. Let's send love to the world. Love out to the world. Bye-bye.